The entire altcoin market is on the brink of a massive breakout right now. So in today's video, I want to visualize what this would look like for the altcoin market, the main coins that would be affected by this, and what's causing this in the first place. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Brendan, and I make videos just like this one every single week, multiple times a week. So if you want to stick around and you like the videos that I make, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this analysis of the crazy world of altcoins at the moment. Now, to start things off, one of the top performing altcoins, and we've mentioned it in numerous videos already, but Polygon just continues to hit just win after win after win, and a lot of these layer 2 scaling solutions for Ethereum really are just killing it at the moment. So if we want to go over and we want to look at what in the world's happening on this Polygon chart, and we go over to Coinbase, Polygon is just hitting new high after new high after new high. I mean, even today, it hit another new high, and it's only 9:41 a.m. In the Eastern time zone over here. So this thing is continuing to chug, and this is now the highest point that it has been since April of 2022, and very few other cryptos are at that point. But what's happening? Well, obviously, they're being used a lot. If we look at the top 10 big companies that are working with Polygon, we have Amazon, Adidas, Coke, Disney, Meta, Mercedes, Nike, Reddit, Robinhood, Starbucks, and so many other names that are beside this. It's not like it's just these guys. There are so many people that are partnering with Matic, and they are seriously beginning to grow as a major player in the space. Previously, it was like, oh, they are this side chain, they're this layer 2 for Ethereum. Now it's like, no, Matic is starting to become its own big player in the space. They're a name that a lot of people recognize, so don't overlook them anymore. If you're not familiar with Matic, I would suggest looking into it. It's a coin that I'm obviously passionate about, but Polygon's ecosystem development and upcoming ZK EVM launch add to Matic's bullish movements. Again, going back to the idea that it's just win after win for Matic here. I don't want to shill this thing. Definitely do your own research. Don't let me influence too much of your decisions here. But if you can't tell, again, I am a little bit bullish on this thing. I think that they continue to make the right decisions. They're always looking for improvement. And because of that, the price is reflecting it. So do I want to FOMO in while it's at this almost a yearly high right now? Probably not. I'll probably let some of the hype die down, let it fall back down if that happens, and maybe accumulate more. But for the moment, this thing is chugging. So if you hold Matic and you didn't realize the little bull market that it's having, now you know. Now, on top of this, we have Abu Dhabi backing the growth of a $2 billion, with a B, fund for Web3 startups. Now, where are they going to be spending this money? Well, if we go over here, this project aims to advance Web3 based innovations such as blockchain technology and metaverse applications. The metaverse is one of, if not the most funded areas of crypto. It is insane the amount of money that is coming into gaming NFTs, and to support this crypto gaming side of things is massive. Now, if you're a part of Crypt Nation, I just wrote a whole portion of the previous newsletter that was dedicated to talking about the expansion of the metaverse. It's this multi-$100 billion industry, which is gaming, and right now crypto owns about 2% of that entire industry. So there's a lot of market share to be taken over. It's a massively growing industry. And if you want to learn more about that, then go to the previous Crypt Nation newsletter. But let's look at the altcoin market, because we took a look at Polygon, but I want to take a look at Bitcoin and also some of these major caps, because there's a reason that I say that we're on the precipice of this major breakout. Because right now, I have this big old arrow pointing to what we're looking at, but there is this big old resistance line. The previous bottom from this Terra Luna crash has continued to act as resistance around $25,000. But if this breaks, I think that there is very little stopping Bitcoin from going to the upper end of the 20,000s, if not close to $30,000 up here. So there's this big area where Bitcoin can pretty easily run and see a lot of growth. And if that happens, the altcoins would be affected as well. And what do you know, when we look at the Ethereum chart, it's a very, very similar situation. Once this happens over here, I think that there is very little that is stopping Ethereum from moving up significantly to the upside. So right now we're sitting just below $1,700. Sorry, I know I talk fast. I'm trying to get better about it. But there is really just the price of Ethereum sitting just below 1,700. There is, again, this gap where Ethereum could very easily move up to $2,000, if not just above $2,000, to some of its previous highs or some of its previous consolidation zones over here. So I'm keeping an eye on Ethereum. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum are squeezing against these big old resistance lines, and if they break, there's a lot to be said. Now the same goes with this altcoin market cap. This is the total 2. This has been an area where we have tested 4 separate times, and I want to zoom in on this. So when we're looking at this guy, we tested this once, rejected it, tested it twice, rejected it, tested it a third time, rejected it, tested it a fourth time, we rejected it. Maybe you can count this as 2 moves because there's this one and then this one. But the point here is that this is a major resistance for the altcoin market. And if this one breaks, look at where we can go to, right? We're going to zoom out. Number one, I'm looking at maybe we move from around a $600 billion market cap in altcoins to maybe around a 700, almost $100 billion increase. Above that, there is this big zone where things could move from maybe 700 billion to around 850, maybe even up to 900 billion, right? Because that's where we start seeing our next previous consolidation zone, and that's where the next big form of resistance is. So that's why I say the altcoin market can seriously go on a tear here. Mark it on your calendar. We're about to have a golden cross on the daily timescale. If this resistance breaks, I think altcoins can see a beautiful bull run, and a lot of these coins are going to double, triple, 5x. You know, some of them are going to do even more than that. So with that being said, let's continue to dive into all of the bullish news. Well, it wouldn't be a crypto video if there wasn't more funding coming into crypto, right? I mean, we have Web3 applications that are trying to take on Twitter, and the most recent one is Sending Labs. These were from the co-founders of Dolphin, and if you're not familiar with Dolphin, they were one of the earliest Android-based mobile browsers from back in 2011. And so they're trying to essentially build this new Web3 communication app, and they want to be a Twitter rival. Will they succeed? We're going to have to wait and find out, but $12.5 million is no small amount of money, so clearly people believe in it. Adding to the sense of this AI craziness that we have seen, Theta Network is set to enable a collaborative machine learning with their new partnership. Now, Theta Network focuses very heavily on media development in crypto. That is pretty much the entire purpose of their layer 1. I actually got the pleasure of speaking with one of their executives, I think it was actually yesterday. And so I had a really good, about 30-minute conversation with him. And one of the biggest misconceptions that I learned is people think that that Theta's trying to be this like big Ethereum competitor that is just supposed to be like faster, and that's their big like call to action, but it's not the case. Their whole idea behind this, and the point that I'm getting to here, we'll wrap around to it, but I want everyone to understand everything holistically, is that they are media experts, and that is their niche. They're extremely good at it. That's the entire purpose of their layer 1 blockchain. And so as a result, they don't claim to be like this next one world currency, right? They claim we are the best people in media. We have all these advantages that we can offer. And because of that, that's how they kind of pitch themselves. So, I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, but when it comes to artificial intelligence, that's what they're looking to implement. I had a great conversation with him about artificial intelligence and some of the stuff that they had been working on, new things that they're implementing. And this appears to be one of the things that they had been talking about. So they are continuing to plug their way into AI. And the reason that I see that as significant is because if we look at like AGIX, for example, this thing has moved over 2,000% in the last 6 months or so. And in the last month and a half since the year has started, it's moved over 900%. So AI coins are extremely hot right now. You look at AGIX, you look at Fetch, you look at a lot of these other ones that are out there. Even Graph, which kind of is an AI coin, but people are acting like it is. They're ripping. So maybe if Theta Network starts integrating more AIs and they put more into marketing their AI side of things, I mean, maybe you see Theta kind of go on a wild ride over here. take a quick look at their chart as well. I mean, they're not doing necessarily too bad. They're up. I mean, what is this? They're up around 70% in the last 2 months, so not too shabby. Now, in our final article over here, we have DeFi platforms that most certainly can apply with a lot of the regulation standards that we have. One of my most common questions that I've been asked in recent weeks is, how do you think all this SEC regulation is going to affect crypto? Are we going to see a ban? Is it going to be bad? I mean, they're even over here. I mean, they're always doing silly things. Now, let it be known, I do not think that crypto is in any danger from the SEC. We have seen so many regulatory things come out since crypto's inception, and none of them have killed crypto. None of them. I think a lot of these things just look a lot scarier than they are. There's a lot of people flooding them. They're trying to get clickbait views, so they're making these like, this is the end of crypto video. They're all extremely silly. With everything that's happening in the world right now, there are more important things going on than the US being like, you know what we really got to do? Screw everything that's happening overseas. Screw all the, all the wildness. We need to really focus on crypto, right? We need to make sure that this thing is banned. It's not at the top of their minds. The only person that seems to me remotely interested in regulating crypto and talking about it all the time in a negative way is Gary Gensler. But, how many people really like what he's doing? I don't mean to FUD him too much, but I feel like everyone is unhappy with the way that he's handling almost everything at the moment. He's still trying to go after Terra, right? This is someone who's not from America, whose company wasn't from America, and he's dead set on trying to be the person that's going after them. And it doesn't make any sense to me. South Korea is going after him. All the people who have more direct ties to what happened with Terra, I get it. US people were hurt, but South Korea's on it, right? This is their person. So anyway, that's beside the point. I think we're going to wrap up the video here. Big point here, guys, is watch what's happening with these crypto markets at the moment. I mean, we are seriously pushing towards a big resistance level on almost everything. So if this hits, there could be a massive breakout. And if we reject, we could easily fall another 20, 30, 40% to the downside. So it's a big if-then scenario. If we break out, maybe we see an upside move of 20, 30, 40, 50%. And the opposite could happen if we reject this pivotal point. So I hope everyone stays safe out there. Appreciate all of you for watching. Once again, if you like the content that I make, consider smashing that like button, smashing that subscribe button. Make videos just like this one every single week, multiple times a week. So until next Wednesday, I will see all of you very, very soon.